Very good start. I think that was a 180 plus wicket. The wicket was very good to bat on, especially I think when we lost Shomo's wicket. I think two new batters in the middle. We took a bit of time, so I think probably that's where we cost a little bit in the middle way. Other than that, I think probably our top orders have batted really well, but we should have get at least 175 plus score. If Rohit is having a good time, I think probably it's really hard to stop him. I think especially when he's batting brilliantly. If he's in good mood, I think probably maybe you never know. But at least if 175 plus, if we could have get, at least we could have give a bit of chance to defend. As I've mentioned, that wicket was very good to bat on, especially if you see the new balls was coming absolutely nicely on the bat. But as I've mentioned, that if you get a good start early on, especially batsmen like Rohit and Shikhar, it's hard to stop them on that wicket, especially. But having said that, I think probably Biplav have bowled really well, took few wickets, but it wasn't enough at the end. Not really. I think the pressure wasn't on us. I think probably straight from the start. I think, but we need to rethink as a group that what mistakes that we had done in this game and try to correct that in the next game. Not really. I think not dominating on Chahal, but if you see that the way Mushi got out, that's one of his strong shot to score. So I don't blame him. I don't blame anyone. I think it was the momentum of the game that we need to understood. We could have understood what are the threats that we need to face on that particular time, but we didn't recognize those things, and we fell short of runs. I don't think that we need to change much. As I've mentioned, that there are a few areas in the game, especially when we are batting, that we need to identify those momentum that we have missed. We could have get 170, especially we were probably 100 something, 102 or 103 after 12 overs. So we should have get 170 or 180 runs, but we couldn't do that. Especially losing few wickets in the middle cost us. So probably these are the areas we need to look on. I think cricket is a game that you can learn each and every day, probably, because sometimes we do the same mistakes again and again, but great players doesn't do those mistakes again and again, so that they become consistent in their performance. But as a learning curve, I think, yes, for the youngsters and probably as a group, we need to learn, and we have to understand that what are the areas that we have done those mistakes and try not to repeat it.